Good afternoon, YouTube. We got we're doing the truck series on the engine swap, so I thought I'd get a little bit more truck in me. I got the compound bow behind us. We got the Tundra already built. This is the factory motor versus the engine swap, and let's see what these things can do. I'm taking them to Bathurst. It's 2 laps, but it's a good track, and I haven't been out here in a while, so I thought I'd give it a whirl. And I don't think this is going to be one you're really using. There are 2 trucks in the game right now. Some people complain that there are only 2 trucks. Other people complain that there are trucks at all. So this truck, just like the Crown, the 2 engine variants vary in that the race motor lets you put a turbocharger on it, and the factory motor is a supercharger. Oh Lord. So you definitely have a higher vantage point than the cars. I mean, this is factory after, I think it's 270 millimeters before you swap to the race suspension, and it drops to 235. So it sounds like there's something grinding. Like this vehicle sounds like there's something wrong with it to me. Oh God. Handles like a truck. I went and grabbed a couple liveries. I wanted the camo print on one of them, and the other one I went with a Tonka layout. So I did change to the front bumpers, put the step sides on it, made a little bit more truck out of it. I don't think it changed the performance, but I mirrored it on both trucks. So if it did, so be it. It'll be the same for both. Oh God. We're pushing there. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle. The difference between the engine swap variant and the factory was like 20 performance points. So the reason we went with a bow instead of a rifle, I don't know, with today's world, if they get super upset about seeing guns, there's nothing wrong with them. It's all in how you use it. But I figure a bow would be a little bit less controversial. Still get the point across. And the thing I learned, if you want a bow mounted in the back of your racing rig, a guitar stand will actually hold up a compound bow. Who knew? So we're racing 600 performance point vehicles, or that's what the recommended is for this particular race. I don't know if the AI gets that full level, and they're on easy because we're just here to feel the truck and the track. But it is definitely crushing the competition, and I mean, it's 680 versus 600, so I guess it should. It feels heavy, and the back end's coming out kind of like the Crown was. And this is all-wheel drive, or 4-wheel drive. So seeing the back end come out is a little bit different. This also has the ability to adjust the torque displacement in the front and rear. Like that part is available on this. And it sounds like it's got a baseball card in the spokes. see what kind of lap we put down. The 2-lap race, we only have one opportunity for a good lap, but it should be all right. I'm not really pushing on the truck to the level of making mistakes. Just kind of braking in the braking zones that are recommended and trying to stay on the line that's recommended. Keep everything as equal as possible. I didn't see what our top speed was. I know we did at least 155. But I'm kind of on the side of why are there trucks in this game? So it did a 222. It's easy enough to remember on the high side of it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the power curve and see what we're dealing with. I didn't even pay attention to what kind of power this thing's putting down. Very linear, but not at all flat either. I mean, it's flat, but it's not horizontal. So very low RPM or very low horsepower in the low RPM range, and it builds and builds and builds. And it's the high. Okay, this is the high torque supercharger. I tend to do that because superchargers tend to be more linear. They don't have like that surge. So 688 is what we're looking at, 564 torque. So, I mean, that's good for a truck. What's our weight like? 3885. So I think the weight probably went up. And notice, I don't know this motor, but it's a 3UR FE, which maybe that might be FE might be iron, like ferrous, but I don't know. I mean, I would assume FE would mean iron block, but the race motor has the FE on there as well. So 3UZ FE. So maybe it's the same block with a different generation. And again, this one uses the turbocharger in place of the supercharger. And we don't have an intercooler. Is it supposed to have it? I'm going to back out and check for an intercooler because this seems a little odd. But there wasn't much you could buy for the race setup. Once you swap the engines, you would think you would have an intercooler though. Especially on a turbo. Yeah, no. We could switch it to the high RPM to make it more in line, but I don't usually use that because it usually tends to be peaky, and especially in a truck, you're gonna be hanging out down on the lower RPM, so you don't necessarily want that. Let's get back to Bathurst, back to our settings, and let's look at our power curve. And we added like what, 10 pounds? So who cares? You're not going to notice 10 pounds. 820, that other one was under 600, right? It was 688, or under 700, I think it was 688. 688, and it was 560 in the torque. So we added almost 100 torque and a little over 100 horsepower. So it's not going to be mind-blowingly different. I wouldn't expect it to be anyway, but it should be different. It should be something you notice, or notice but aren't overwhelmed by. We're going to do a little follow-up test after this as well. Test one more thing. So I definitely wouldn't expect to notice anything different in the way it handles, other than we might need to brake a little earlier just because it's going to be, that extra horsepower we're dealing with. I didn't see any really major difference in the way the horsepower is built either on this one, so. I imagine with the high RPM turbo, we'd have even more power. But you want usable power, not just power. Double 22Bs? Okay, guys. Okay, one of them was not the 22. You're hearing that wastegate, which you didn't get with the supercharged variant, and you're also not hearing that rattle. So just pure opinion, the truck sounds way better with this motor than the factory motor. I don't know if it's the supercharger that's making that noise or what, but it sounds like there's a problem with it. Again, I'm driving relatively conservative. I just don't want to spin it and ruin our lap or anything like that. Not on a 2-lap race where the first lap doesn't even count for us. Honestly, if you didn't tell me which truck we were driving and if I couldn't hear the difference, I wouldn't really be able to tell you which one it is. This one I feel like it's a better feel, but it's probably just because this is lap 4 instead of lap 2. Just getting more accustomed to the vehicle. Because, I mean, you're talking 10 pounds and honestly, even the 100 horsepower, it's not going to be all that noticeable. Again, I didn't even notice our top speed. Look like 3 seconds quicker. Not bad, not bad. I don't think a whole lot of that's, I mean, I don't think I drove them very differently. I think it's just, I mean, 3 seconds makes sense. It's got, for an extra 10 pounds, you're getting an extra, 100-something horsepower and more torque. And I want to say let's take a quick look at the power curve before our bonus material on this one. I mean, you would expect a supercharger to have more linear power, which it does have, than a turbo. But this, with a medium turbo, it might be building up. It's negligible. I mean, it's got a little bit of a curve to it, more so, but not bad at all. So, for our extra material this week, since we are running with the truck, I figured we could test out the squat trend as well. So we got a 219. I went extreme on the front high and extreme on the rear low. I hate this trend. I do understand where it came from. This came from like Dakar Rally, and there may be a purpose to this even in the game. I'm sure it's not on this extreme. Well, let's see how this affects it. This dropped our performance points below the factory engine. But the purpose behind this on racing trucks is because of the weight of the engine. They have longer travel in the front so that it compresses and it causes a more even jump on the landing. But in terms of road vehicles that mirror the look, I just hate it. I'm also not a fan of camouflage or any of what we got going on this week. Can't see the car in front of me. The truck, honestly, I mean, full disclosure, doesn't feel as bad as I expected. Oh, sorry about that, buddy. Granted, you can't see anything. Once the cars get within a couple feet of your bumper, you just have to trust that they haven't moved. Oh God, I can't even see the track. I'm going to be so disappointed if we do better than a 219. Disappointed in the truck, disappointed in myself, disappointed in physics. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Yep, there we go, there we go. Yeah, that was not all me. That was, we had no grip in the front. So the engine swap picked up 20 performance points, bringing it to around 700. Doing this nightmare to the suspension dropped 50. Truck is pushing in the corners and then oversteering on the way out. Yeah, you can feel the steering geometry is just destroyed. We're needing a lot more rotation in the steering wheel in order to get it to react. And I'll show you, we're going to watch a little bit of the replay, just enough to see the truck on the road. This isn't even, okay, see, no steering, and we're out of control. You're going to see this isn't even as extreme as what you'll see out on the public roads if you have this in your area. What did we do? That might be enough. I'm seeing footage of this thing. Okay, 221. I'm happy. I'm happy because we're like, I mean, granted, it would have got around our buddy with the stock motor. And that's with smacking stuff around too, because the truck handled like garbage. That's just straight line power. Yeah, so you can see it's not even as extreme. But yeah, what a mess. So don't do that. Don't do that. Maybe if you're going on to rally courses, and that might be interesting to take it on like the off-road courses, but I'm honestly, I'm not that curious. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and if you feel so inclined, like and subscribe. Otherwise, either way, I hope you have a great weekend.